Happy friends. This is Leah Lawson from Pinkfresh Studio, and I am so excited to share some projects and introduce this new collaborative stamp set that we've done with Hero Arts in honor of their 45th anniversary celebration. This stamp set is called You Make a Difference. The reason that we chose this name is to reflect how we at Pinkfresh Studio feel about Hero Arts as a company and what an amazing accomplishment 45 years in business is. As a relative newcomer to the card making and stamping industry, we are thankful to Hero Arts for helping start and shape a community that we are so excited to be a part of. The main illustration on this stamp set is a beautiful floral frame that fits within an A2 sized card perfectly. And then we chose sentiments like, "We believe in you," "I'm your biggest fan," "So proud of you," and "Will it be easy?" Nope. Will it be worth it? Absolutely. We all have people in our life that we feel make a difference, and our biggest hope is that this stamp set will help you let them know just that. As I've mentioned earlier, I've got some projects to share with you, and I had so much fun creating them. I've got a fun liquid watercolor smooshing technique to share that I did on these 3 different cards. I'm going to show the process on this card because while the white one is actually my favorite, the rose gold will show up better on camera. I've used the same exact technique for all 3 cards, so you can create every single one of them in the same way. So how about we get started? First thing I'm going to do is stamp and heat emboss the main floral image. I've cut a panel of Arches cold press watercolor paper slightly larger than the image so that my misty magnets won't interfere. This Arches watercolor paper has a lot of texture, so it is important to really prep it with a powder tool before you start your stamping process. Another tip I have when stamping to this watercolor paper, or any watercolor paper, is to make sure your embossing ink pad is juicy enough. I typically add a small refill to mine to ensure I get a good stamp impression. And keep in mind that you might need to stamp the image twice. Now it's time to heat emboss the image. Another reason I like cutting the paper slightly larger than the image is so I have a place to hold it and won't run the risk of smudging the powder. It also helps keep my fingers away from the hotness. I typically let my heat tool warm up while I'm pouring the powder. This helps the heat setting process go quicker and helps the powder melt evenly. If you can't tell, I really love efficiency in my card making. So now it's time to have some fun and get a little artsy. I am using my Pinkfresh Studio liquid watercolor and I'm going to make some custom colors. Liquid watercolor plays really well together, and I can't recommend enough for you to pull yours out and just play with them. To start, I'm dropping the colors I plan on using to a piece of acetate. I like to use acetate because mixing the colors and adding water is super easy on it. Plus, you can just wipe it off for easy cleanup and use it multiple times before tossing it. For this first color, I'm creating more of a coral pink by mixing bubblegum and clementine together. I always get too much of the orange, but it's an easy fix. You just add another drop of pink. I do make sure to have a scrap of watercolor paper nearby so that I can test the colors and make the necessary adjustments. All this one needed was a bit more water to dilute it and make it that beautiful coral pink tone. Now it's time to clean my brush and move on to the turquoise. I am mixing sky blue and aquamarine to create this one. You only need the tiniest amount of aquamarine, but you will use a bit more sky blue. As always, I also add quite a bit of water because liquid watercolor is so highly pigmented. I'm keeping the key lime as is with no mixing, just adding some water to lighten the tone of the green. Now I'm super excited to show you a fun way that I watercolor smoosh. Watercolor smooshing by nature is supposed to be a bit freestyle, but I have found a really simple way to have a little bit more control. By simply placing your stamped image underneath a sheet of acetate, you can add your custom liquid watercolor where you want it to go, relatively speaking anyways. Of course, when you flip your image over, it's actually opposite of what you've painted. but it still really helps with that placement. There isn't really any rhyme or reason as to where I'm painting. I'm just putting the colors down where I like them. And I am really loving how fresh and fun these colors are together. Now it's time to pull the stamped image out and place it straight down onto the liquid watercolor. Don't hesitate, just do it. Liquid watercolor is really easy to fix. A lot of people do the wet on wet technique with watercolor smooshing, but I actually do it opposite. I get the watercolor smooshed on first, then I use a spray bottle to move it around. I just feel like I have a little more control and can help move the watercolor where I want it to go. Next, I use a size 4 watercolor brush and do a little detail work. I add more water here and there where I feel needs it, and then I also add more color here and there where I also feel that is needed. I will use that same size brush to add some splatters to the panel in all of those same colors. I typically blot these splatters with a paper towel because I do want them to stay subtle, as the vellum sentiments will be placed over top of those splatters, and I don't really want them to show through the vellum. I always have scraps of watercolor paper lying around, so when I do a technique like this, I always smoosh those scraps. I try not to waste my liquid watercolor, and I will be able to make tags and such out of these scrap pieces. This is a really great way to use up that liquid watercolor, and you'll be able to make some more projects to have on hand when you need them. With the watercolor panel set aside to dry, it's time to stamp the sentiment. I'm heat embossing it to vellum paper that I will trim into a strip. Just to let you know, I made a small mistake when filming. I should have stamped the sentiment to the longer edge of the vellum, and so I did that off camera. I follow the same process I showed when stamping the floral image, but vellum won't likely need to be stamped twice. I do still use my powder tool, so the embossing powder only sticks to the ink and not to the vellum and in places I don't want it to heat set. But the heat setting is relatively quick and easy on vellum and won't take nearly as long as on watercolor paper. With the watercolor panels dry, now I'm going to die cut them with a stitched rectangle die. This one is from Pinkfresh Studio, but many of the Hero Arts Infinity dies will work as well. Or you could easily just trim it down to size if you prefer. At this point, it's time to start putting the card together. I've added a full panel of foam adhesive to the back and will use it to adhere the vellum sentiment strip to the front. Just peel a portion of the adhesive backing off, place the sentiment strip, then wrap each side around the edge. It will stick to the exposed adhesive, freeing your hands to pull off the rest of the backing. Then you can adhere the entire panel to the front of your A2 card base. I've chosen a very light pink for mine. The final step that I do on almost all of my cards is adding a trio of iridescent jewels to accent it. These are the Pinkfresh Essentials Jewel Mix, and there are 3 sizes of gems in each container. You could always switch them out with sequins or enamel dots, or leave them off if bling isn't your thing. Whatever you choose, I always use a nice jewel picker and a liquid adhesive to glue them down to the front of my card. This is just a really great permanent adhesive option. Well, friends, that is what I have to share with you today. Don't forget that this technique is done the same way on all 3 cards with just different colors of embossing powder, including gold and white, in addition to the rose gold I shared today. Feel free to pick your favorite colors of embossing powder for this fun technique, and I highly encourage you to play around with your liquid watercolor and make your own custom colors. I have also created a set of tags from those extra scraps that I watercolor smooshed, and also made a tag from the piece that I tested the custom colors on. I just love how it turned out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you love this new stamp set between Hero Arts and Pinkfresh Studio, and thanks so much for watching. I'd love for you to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Until next time, have a wonderful day, crafty friends.